In my last video, I said that the next thing I would do is set up the FreeNAS server that I install as a Active Directory or a domain controller. And FreeNAS uses Samba as a domain controller. And in order to administer Samba, we need a Windows client with remote system administration tools installed on it. So the next thing I'm going to do, which is the logical thing, is going to set up a Windows client in VirtualBox as a virtual machine and install a couple of tools and set it up so that we could administer the Samba domain controller on our FreeNAS server. So the first thing to do would be to download a CD image of the Windows ISO file, the CD image file. So we'll go and open up my browser. I'm gonna type in download Windows 10 and search for that. As you can see, on the Microsoft website, you can download the Windows 10 disk image by clicking here. And this is the address. And it's going to take you there. Now you can, if you've already got Windows 10 or 7 or 8 installed, you can do an update by downloading the update for that Windows. But what we want to do is we want a fresh Windows installation media. So there's a tool for that. So this tool, when you download it and run it, it's going to download the Windows 10 installation files and then burn them onto a ISO image and create an ISO image. After we do that, we could also burn that on a CD and so on and so forth. So I'm going to click on the download tool now. It's a media creation tool.exe. Download it. Open the download folder. Here it is. Double click. You may not see this, but I have a user account control dialog box that gives me the option of a warning if I want to run that exe or not. So I'm going to click on yes. Now this is going to take a while because it has to configure the image, download the files, write those images onto the ISO image, and it takes a while. So this is a license agreement. I accept. Upgrade this PC? No, I want to create an installation media. So I can burn that onto a USB drive or DVD or just an ISO file. Click on next. Use recommended options for this PC. Okay. This is the language and edition and architecture of my current host system. So if I untick this, I could change this and change the language and so on and so forth. But I want to keep the default things. I could also burn an image for both 62 and 32-bit Windows 10 image. But I don't want to do that. I'll just keep the default 64-bit and click on next. Burn it to a USB flash drive? No, I need to have an ISO file for I can use it to mount on my VirtualBox and install it from there. So click on select ISO file and then next. Now it's going to ask me to where do I want to save this file. I'll go back to my downloads folder. This is windows.iso. Uh, let's just type in 10 uh 10x64. So the 64-bit and save. Now it's going to download the files and then burn them to that ISO. And this is going to take a while. So I'm going to pause the video or maybe just speed up the video on post credit. I'm sorry, post edit. Okay, so the ISO file image is now ready. You can click on here to open the location for that file, or you can burn this image onto a DVD. So we don't want to do either. We're just gonna click on finish, and we're done. And let's just minimize this and open up the VirtualBox Manager and create a Windows client machine for this. Click on New. Let's type in Win 10. As you can see, it already detected that it's a Windows 10 machine. It's going to be a Windows 10 machine. So I'm going to click on Next. And I want to give them this machine 4 gigabytes of RAM. Because it's going to install and then update, so it's going to need that kind of RAM. So we're going to start off with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Click Next. Create a virtual hard disk now. Yes. It's going to VDI. Yes. Dynamically allocated. Yeah, sure. Because this will work with Windows dynamic allocation. So let's give it about 80 instead of 50, because I'm going to install a few more things on there. Create. And it's been created. Let's do a couple of more settings. Configuration on there. System, as usual, floppy will be disabled and out of the boot order. And processor, I'm gonna give it all 4 because I have plenty of processing speed. And then on display, we're not gonna do anything with the display. We're just gonna leave it at default. Storage, SATA controller is already added, and onto that SATA controller, the Windows disk images. The disk is the hard drive is added, where we're gonna install the Windows 10 on there. And there's a empty disk device, an optical disk device. We're gonna add and mount the Windows 10 image that we just created. It was download. It's under downloads. Here it is. Open. And let's go to audio. Windows Direct Sound. Okay, we'll enable audio. Okay. And in my experience, the Intel HD audio controller on Windows 10, there's something wrong. The sound is distorted for some reason. So I'm going to choose this and see if this works this time. And under network, uh, I'm going to choose the internal network drive, the internal network, the LAN that we created. And in my what I usually like using the paravirtualized network adapter on everything, including Windows. But the thing is, the driver for this network adapter is not native, and it's not part of the Windows drivers database. So in order for me to install those drivers on there, I have to download the drivers. And for that, I'm gonna pause everything here, and I'm gonna go back into the downloads. I'm sorry, the web browser. Uh, go home and type in the word IO drivers. And the word drivers are actually a Fedora project, a Fedora project. They created those drivers and adapters. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scroll down here and ISO contents. And these are the drivers that are included in this ISO image. And let KVM is the work network driver. This is the driver that we need for paravirtualized network adapter. So, and that is all we need. So I'm gonna go onto direct downloads, and I'm gonna look for the latest Windows Word IO drivers and 64-bit. Where is it? Here it is. This is just a floppy drivers for the Windows 64-bit, and this is the latest, and this is the stable ISO. So I'm gonna download the latest one, not the stable one. Click on that, and it's 300 megabytes large. So it's gonna take a few minutes. So I'm gonna just hold here, and then when it's done, I'll continue from there. Okay, the ISO has been downloaded for the Windows Word IO uh, drivers, and okay, and then just close this browser, and this is fine. And click OK. All right, I forgot. I forgot to mount the Word IO ISO image. So click on the SATA controller and add new storage. Add optical hard drive. Choose disk and Word Win uh, 0.1.1414.ISO. This is the driver's image for the Windows Word virtualization uh, drivers and devices. And this is the Windows ISO for install CD media image. And I think we're done. Just make sure the optical drive is on the top list boot order. Okay, good. Click on OK. And just in case we need uh, internet connectivity, I'm gonna start the gateway, the pfSense router gateway, and wait for it to start up and boot up. Okay, that's booted up. Let's minimize that and now start the Windows machine. Language install is United States. There's no other option here because that's that's the settings that I burned the image with, ISO image. Time and currency format. I'm in Australia, so I'm gonna choose English Australia. Up here. Here you go. Here it is. Keyboard is US layout, so that's default. So I'm gonna click on next, and then I will click on install now. If you have your own product key, you can enter it here. Mine is somewhere I can't. I have to go locate that. So for now, I'm just gonna click on skip. I'm just gonna skip this, and then once it's installed and booted up, I'll give my product key on here. So click on I don't have a product key. Select the uh, one we're trying to install here. We're trying to install Windows 10 Pro. 64-bit. They're all 64-bit because we burned the image with only 64-bit architecture, not 32. Click on next. Accept the terms and conditions. Click on next. We're not upgrading, we're doing a fresh install. So I'm going to click on select custom. And this is my hard drive. I'm going to, it's been detected, but I want to load a few more drivers. For example, I want to load the Windows Para Virtualized driver. I'm going to click on load driver. It won't be detected, so I'm going to have to go and browse onto that DVD, the ISO image. There it is, Win, and I want to open this. And the net KVM is the network driver for that. And where is it? Windows 10. Here it is, Windows 10. And I want to install the 64-bit version. And then I'm going to load this, and immediately it loaded that driver. And I'm going to click next. So during this installation, it will install this network adapter driver. So we'll click on select this hard drive. Click on next, and it'll copy the files and install the Windows 10. Okay, I'm in Australia, so yes, it's already selected. And keyboard layout is US, so yes, that's it. I don't want to add a second keyboard layout, so I'm gonna skip. Okay, so this isn't a part of any organization. So personal use, so I'm gonna click on personal use and select that and click on next. And I don't have any accounts with Microsoft, so I'm gonna click on offline account. I don't want to sign in with any of these services, so I'm gonna click on no. And this is, let's just call this Win, the first user on this PC. Next, and the password would be, yeah, type in your password, confirm password, password hint, just hint. Next. I don't like using Cortana, so I'm gonna say no. And Microsoft Windows is very notorious for collecting information on, like for relevant ads, diagnostics, location, and speech recognition. So I turn off all of these. Switch them off. Click on accept. Okay, so we installed the machine. It says welcome to Windows. Opened up the Internet Explorer, and that's been installed. So what we gotta do is the next step would be to install the Virtualbox guest add-ons. So the way to do that would be to go under devices, insert the guest add-on CD image. It will mount that image. It should auto run, and if it doesn't, open the Explorer, File Explorer. Okay, and go to this PC, and here it is. It did not auto run, so I'm gonna double click on that. And I'm gonna run this executable, the VBox Windows Editions. Double click that. Click on yes for the user account control dialog. Now it's going to open the setup Windows setup wizard, and then click on next. Yes, install under Oracle VirtualBox guest star editions. On next, everything selected. Create start menu entries. Yeah, sure, why not? Install. And we're installing these the guest editions for the same reasons that we were installing that we installed it on our Linux Mint client, because I want the auto sync to work on the screen resolution. So it wants to install a driver for this. So I'm gonna click on install. Well, it's done. It says reboot now. I'll just pick. I want to manually reboot later because I want to shut down this virtual machine. So I can unplug all the disk devices, the optical disk devices. Open it up. Maximize. Go to settings for the Win 10. Storage. Remove the virtualization Windows drivers image, the VBox Guest Edition image, and audio. For some reason, audio was not detected. We could use this, but I'll let it be. And see if I could install that on the Windows Update drivers. And then start the virtual machine again. This is why I installed the guest add-ons. Log in. It auto sync the screen resolution. This is what I wanted. And we've got a new Windows install client. So now I'm going to personalize this the way that I want to, the way that I use Windows. So the first thing would be to activate this. Go to Start, Settings, click on System Notification, Systems, About, and where is it? Where's the key? Okay, there you go. There's a key. You can go to the store and buy the key, or you can enter your key over here. So I don't want you to see my key, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this part out. As always, if you like this video, click on like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, remarks, or comments, just leave them below the video.